Hey, good morning, good evening, good night, depending on from where you're watching. I'm back with a weekly live stream. Chances are you will watch this later. This is still not the best time for anyone in the world. However, it's the best time for me. Um, Today we're gonna continue with some more pattern making. With Halloween around the corner, I wanted to share with you the Halloween tone book I'm actually creating at the moment. So for this video, something else besides heroes only. Um, this tone book will be a reward for everyone who's joining my Patreon during this month, August, and it will hit the shop just after August, so more people can enjoy the patterns that are Halloween inspired. So if you will, please join me. I will be creating some more patterns for the tone book. So this is just from my right shoulder, looking at my screen. This is what I've created already as a pre-mock-up of the pattern book. It will include 20 patterns. And how does this work? Oh, wrong one. Okay, I think I need to. Okay, well, I think it should be here. Yeah, there we go. So during this month on Patreon, I've asked people like, well, what do you like to see in this pattern book? So they gave me a lot of inspiration, like from famous movies or from their favorite show, or can we do some more like usual suspects, like a black cat or something with a zombie hand. So this is how it goes, and then I'll start whipping up some sketches, and people can reply to them and steer a little bit. And within those sketches there was this little sketch of the Frankenstein's monster that really got some nice attention and people liked it. So I figured we can do this video about how we can turn this how we can turn this into a pattern. So this is a little bit easier to watch. So when I start making the pattern, I always make sure that that the opacity of my sketch is always less than 100%. This helps me see the lines I'm laying over them very well, and it might be ideal to work with a contrast color. So for now I've locked the layer in which the image is, and we're just going to trace them by hand with the pen tool. And I'm just going to change the color to a reddish orange, because that's nice in contrast with the green and purple. Go to the properties. I want the line thickness to be on 2, and there we go. Now I can trace. Trace the pattern. So, and then when all the lines are there and we're happy with how the pattern goes, then we can continue by changing the color of those lines again. So this is a little explanation of what we're going to do in the next 20 minutes or so. If you have questions, I've opened up my laptop, so I should be able to see this video live as well, including your questions. And it's really meant for stained glass creators who want to know more about a digital workflow in pattern making. There are some downsides. I mean, drawing is a lot of fun, and it's easy in terms of you can just pull out some paper, get a pen or Sharpie, and you can just start. This requires a little bit of technical insight and skill, But the reason why I'm doing this is you can always share your patterns or save them and print them multiple times. And by working in Illustrator, you can also, it's vector based, so you can also up or downscale a pattern without loss of quality. So those are some really big benefits which you might consider. And if you want to make use of Illustrator alone, then it's quite affordable. If you want the entire suite, including Photoshop and all the other programs, then it might be a bit expensive. But then again, I'm working with it every day for the past 10 years or so. So I can't imagine my business continuing without the Adobe Suite set. But that's too much information for now. Please join me in the pattern making of this Halloween special, and I'll be sure to mention all the things in the description below later on after we went live. For now, you should definitely check out Patreon because this pattern book now comes to you for a steal. I mean, there are 20 patterns in there, and for $20 you can get them. So you might consider joining the Patreon. And as a bonus on Patreon, you will also get 50% discount on all the patterns on stainlessgeek.com. So that might be interesting too. Where are you? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is a bit weird. Okay, loading. Sorry guys. Okay, so here we are. On stainlessgeek.com I've got like 100 or 150 patterns, and you can get 50% off on all these patterns. Oh, you can also subscribe, yay. So by joining Patreon, if you have like a shopping list of patterns you would like to use, maybe including in Jack Skellington, then be sure to check that out. Let's for now continue with Illustrator. Alright, okay, so this color is way too bright. Better. Okay. So things you really need to take notice of is, of course, the pen tool and how you can use it to trace all those lines. And it doesn't have to be perfect right away per se. And here's why. If you tap A on your keyboard, then you select this pen tool over here. This is the direct selection tool, and this particular selection tool enables you to perfect any line you've drawn later on, right? So and if it doesn't work out the way you want, then you can add more points to the line, so there are more places you can adjust, and that you can do by tapping plus. And then with A again, you can just move them anywhere to your liking, and have the line follow pretty much the way it was intended in the drawing. The drawings I make in Patreon, by the way. Sorry, in Procreate, by the way. So it's a full digital workflow. what's wonderful about the drawing app Procreate is that I can just sit on the couch um, watching a video, or I don't know, being at home with my family, and then I'll still be able to draw and just kind of skydive or freedive into a subject and sketch away, and then later on when I'm at work, then I can really map out the ideas that I've drawn. So like over here, for instance. So these are just sketches from one work file. Me sketching some ideas whenever they pop up, or for, I don't know, half an hour or so, and then going into full detail on this one during another evening. And I like this pattern so much, or the sketch so much, that I thought to share it with you during a live stream, talking more about pattern making. Last pattern making video we did about Vegeta. If you're interested in that, please check it out. This was when I just received my Mivo set, so there are some no issues, but it's really me learning on the job, so to say, about how it works. So but yeah, if you're interested in pattern making, then I can really recommend that video too. So another great aspect of doing patterns in a digital way is, if something needs to be round, you can actually make sure it is perfectly round, just with the shape tool over here. So as you can see in my drawing, it is already quite roundish, but now it really is round, and this is a little thing that makes my work stand out a bit. Some shapes are just so nice and smooth, and that all originates from creating the patterns here, and have the opportunity, or take the opportunity, to actually really perfect the way the lines flow and really spend time on them. I think that's really important. At least to me it is. Because working with glass is so much fun. It's really easy to, well, kind of rush off to start building something, and I really like to spend a lot of time here before I actually start building it, because right now I can discover flaws, or make last minute adjustments that might improve the pattern a bit. So yeah. Okay, where are we now? So as you can see, we already have quite a decent start with his eye, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the eye and flip it. It's called reflect now, and then there we go. We copied the eye. So this also is a great benefit of working in a digital way. I didn't copy the brow, the eyebrow, because I do want the pattern to have a little bit of, it shouldn't be entirely mirrored. That's going to be a bit boring, but creating an eye is quite some work. So like, as in a time saver, you can do it for certain parts, or it's quite convenient to do it, but I don't like to overdo it, because if they are a little bit different from one another, it gives a little bit more character. Like our faces too are not fully symmetrical, so I figured it should be the same for any face. And I'm thinking about lifting one brow a bit, like he's watching, like so. Oh, like, hey, I can see you. I think I like that. Yeah. So here we go. We're gonna change things up a little bit. Oh, I'm noticing that my streaming device is telling me there are some issues with the Wi-Fi. Just excuse me for just a sec. I have a secondary router here. Meanwhile, I'm getting some coffee. So, thank you for your patience. Alright. Sorry guys. I took the chance to get myself some coffee while we were dealing with the internet connection. Alright, so let's get back to this untitled artwork. There we go. Let's save it right away. Halloween special live fit. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, this changed a little bit, and maybe we should do the same with the eye, so it lifts a bit more. I'm a bit annoyed with the streaming, guys. I hope it doesn't affect your experience right now. So yeah, now we've lifted the eye a little bit higher than the other, and I don't know what you think, but I really think this is giving it way much more character. These arches, however, are a bit tough to create in glass, so maybe for the higher one we should add a line here so we can cut it in two. That saves us a whole lot of work. Lifting that part as well. And here as well. Okay. Sorry, I've been zooming in a little bit too much on the detail. That happens a lot over here. So let's keep this project build going, and then later on check for more things we want to change or not. So, and as you can see, it's not that much of work. Of course, the level of sophistication you are looking for says more about how much work it is, I guess. But yeah, it's just tracing all those steps, and what I like about tracing them right now in this way is I'm actually I'm actually given the opportunity to, in a way, feel the lines. You know, like how do they do they have a nice flow? Do they follow up on one another or not? And do I want to change it or not? So yeah, that's actually pretty great about tracing your own steps. You can, yeah, well, it's a way of evaluating of some sort. So a bit higher. Yep. Okay, a bit more over here. Okay, so I'm really hoping you don't have too much issues with the live stream. The meter system is fussing about the Wi-Fi quality from over here. I think which has to do with me sitting on the top floor in my little office space and not downstairs in the workshop where the router is. Okay, there we go. So now we kind of have the current shape of his face. This really helps us in the next few steps. So, ears. They lean a bit outwards, and I'm not sure if I should say this because I think it can't be unseen once you've seen it. But after I drew this this drawing, after I made it, I sat on my couch and I said to Elizabeth, my wife, I said like, hey, doesn't this drawing remind you of someone? And she didn't see it, and then I told her, well, I think in quite accidentally I drew Obama. So this is honestly completely unintentional. Maybe he has been on my on my netvlies zeggen in Dutch. Maybe I've seen a lot of photos about him, but suddenly I realized this is kind of Obama looking. So I'm very sorry for telling you if you can't unsee it anymore, but yeah, that's what I discovered later on, reflecting on what I've made. So no intentions with that, just I don't know, maybe how our minds work. We kind of wander off drawing, and then when you look back at what you've made, then it might have, it might show more than we thought it would. So going for the nose, this is going to be a very tricky part to make. So maybe this highlight would be something not to really recreate. So I'm getting rid of it, else it might be just crazy to try and work that out. And here we can change the shape. This is nice. All things being said, I really need to pay attention that this video is not taking like way too long, because I can imagine looking at the video that takes an hour is a bit much to ask. So I'll be checking the time now and then, making sure I'm not overdoing it. I'm doing something that I absolutely like or love. So if it to me, I can just rant on and on and on. I'm still getting the hang of this YouTube thing. It's, I mean, it's great to be online every week and share a video, but I gotta say, the views are not yet that much. The interaction is also a bit lower than I anticipated on, because I was thinking like, hey, I can answer your questions, or there are not that many questions yet, so I think I should include also montage videos, because I know for a fact those reach more of an audience, and I'm hoping that after all the videos are made, I can make a nice combination of being live every week still, available to you and your questions, and also include a weekly montage video of something that we've made in the shop and you can make too. That would really also be beneficial for all the patterns that are available on my website. I think it's a great asset if those videos have some recordings as well, so you can actually see how they were made and you can follow those steps to get a similar result. I think that's something worthwhile to consider. But hey, I'm really happy that you are watching this video. So, and I really hope that it helps you or gives you a little bit of an idea and understanding about how you can make patterns in this digital way, and I hope it can be of value to you and to your glass business. And I know we are not with that many, and this is why I'm doing it, because I strongly believe that if we make really good use of social media and platforms such as these, then we can reach a group of people and inspire them to pick up the craft. Because with many creators retiring, we need to be careful about welcoming new people to our crafty corner of the world. Oh look, we can update this computer. Thank you. Alright. So, meanwhile, we have ourselves quite a bit of Dr. Frankenstein's monster. Thank you for your updates. So, not there yet, but as far as things go, I think we have come a long way. Let me add these lines first, and then I can take a sip of coffee and we can change the view to this one. So really, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave me suggestions, questions, anything. I'm here every week, and I really hope to not only inspire but also to be of help of your stained glass business or practice. And yeah, that's what I love to do, and to share the things that I know, that I've learned. And also this is what I do on YouTube too. I'm looking for things I do not know yet, or a tool I need to use for the first time. So also big thanks to YouTube in that regard for allowing us to share our experiences in a very wonderful way. Flipping the screen here. So please check out my communications about the Tone Book of Horrors. I know it's filled right now with all things concerning the heroes that never die. We still have 3 weeks to go before the show, so there will be 3 weeks filled with communication about that project. But I just wanted to end this video and show you the fountains I have for Halloween. This is from two years ago. This is my Halloween card. I dressed up my Animal Crossing character in a Halloween outfit and made a pattern from it. And I'm actually hoping that I can make this for real. I already made the bed last year, and it's it's in my shop, and it's also a pattern you can try yourselves too. And this pattern will also be included in the tone book, so there will be 20 patterns, and they will be covering all the basics, including this guy. So, thank you for watching. Ending this video right now. I'll see you in the next video, and well, let's continue this as being a weekly thing. And like I mentioned earlier, check my Patreon if you want access to those Halloween files. And when things cool down after the Heroes Never Die project, then I'll see if I can if I can invest some time in making montage videos also again. But for now, thank you for joining me here live. Have a good evening, a good night or good morning, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.